So a week after Christmas, obviously, is New Year. It was to be my first fully sober, fully clean New Year since I was mid-teens, I guess. Now, New Year, it's all over the telly. You can't get away from it. I was in a detox centre still. It's in every city, every town in the country. The fireworks in London, Edinburgh, Glasgow. It's all advertised. It's all shown in the media. It's all over the telly. There's adverts for alcohol. There's adverts for people having a good time. The build up to New Year, I used to love it. That part between Christmas. I mean, many years ago, between Christmas and New Year, where it was an excuse for me to drink inside with my family pretty much every day and then not take too much notice of it. I mean, I think they realised when I was in my teens that I had an issue with drinking, because I would get myself in a lot of states. Obviously, they didn't know that later than that I started taking cocaine, and then eventually fell into heavy addiction with the crack and the heroin. Now at the detox centre, what were we going to do? What were we going to do on New Year's Eve? This was new to me. It was scary. It was changing a habit, changing something from the past that I'd done for so many years. Every year gone out and celebrated by just letting myself get absolutely off my nut and end up in bed or in someone's kitchen sniffing cocaine, or on my own smoking crack and heroin eventually, in a sorry state. My health was really poor. I'd lost so much weight. I was down to 9 stone at one point. I'd done a New Year's, I think the 2 New Years before that were in prison. So yeah, it was a new one on me. New Year's Eve was going to be a new one. So there was a guy at the detox centre from Scotland, and he insisted on getting a crate of Irn-Bru, which I've later found out has caffeine in it. It's probably why it had the effect on us that it did, sugar and caffeine, for a group of men and women that were recovering from drugs and alcohol, bouncing around a karaoke machine from about 6 in the evening, all saying, I can't wait to stay up, we'll watch the fireworks on the telly. And, eventually, I think we were all dancing around, and we had a great time. We really did. It was amazing. We were all in there together. We'd all bonded throughout Christmas and a few weeks coming up to that. And we had an amazing time, an amazing sober time. And believe it or not, I don't think any of us actually made it up to midnight. I think we were all drained by about 10 o'clock. The Irn-Bru had worn off and it was so to bed. And it made me realise that this is my life now. I don't want, and I certainly don't need, drugs or alcohol in my life. If I can have that good a time on drinking a can of Irn-Bru, and I didn't even need the Irn-Bru, I think I drank one to, it's not that I was relying on the Irn-Bru, as it were. And that was a big changing point in me, knowing that I can know, no matter if the rest of the whole world is party on New Year's Eve. I know in Thailand they do the fireworks and the parties out there. All over the world, everybody celebrates New Year's Eve. And I do celebrate it still, of course I do, but I do it sober and I can remember it. And I wake up the first day of the new year for the first time ever with a clear head, with gratitude, with thank you, God, with thank you for getting me through what I've got through. And that really was a huge turning point for me. The more I think about it, as I look back, I've mentioned before that the cravings for drink and drugs were taken away from me sometime during Christmas and New Year. I believe it was those few days before New Year, the final test. Can I make it through New Year? After 41 years well, I was 41, so I wasn't partying when I was a child, but you get the point, say 30 or 25, 30 years of going out and celebrating and seeing drink, seeing drugs, being around drink, being around drugs, and being part of that, being a party animal and trying to be the life and soul, trying to please other people by, we can have a shot together, we can have a drink together, we can do this. And like I say, that eventually led to my demise. My partying when I was a teenager and thinking I was in with the right people led to the whole crumbling of my life over the next 20 years or so. And I ended up in the detox centre, which I'm talking about. And if your life ends up in a detox centre, it's definitely gone pretty wrong. So I had to adjust, and with the help of the staff and a lot of looking into myself, the staff guided me. But no one can do it for me. No one could do it for me. I had to do it myself. I had to put the work in. All the classes that we done, all the groups that we did, I was taking notes. I was studying them in the evenings until I fell asleep for like the hour or two that I was getting at the time. I'd wake up and I'd read the notes in the night just to get me back to sleep. I mean, some of them were pretty dull. But it's all stuff that I've taken. It's all stuff that I took on board, suggestions on how to stay clean and recovered, suggestions on how to move forward with life. Different perspectives, that's a big one. My perspective on New Year's Eve was everybody goes out on New Year's Eve, gets absolutely smashed, has loads of shots and takes cocaine until God knows when, the next day, the next 2 days, whenever it runs out. They don't. They really don't. Just the people that I was with did, and I did myself. The bigger picture is not that many people do that. They don't, you know. It may look like it because of the advertising and everywhere you go. If you hang around a pub, you think everybody gets drunk because people in the pub get drunk. Yeah. If you go to meetings where everybody's sober, you think everybody's sober because everybody in that meeting is sober. You know, you surround yourself with the right people and you will become one. There's a famous quote, I can't remember who it's by now. It says, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future." And I believe that to be so, so true. Because if I look back into my teenagers when I started getting involved with all that life, I look at the friends, the people I looked up to, the people I wanted to be like. That's what led me to be like them. Because I was around them, I thought it was normal. I thought it was normal to have shotguns on the backseat of a car. I thought it was normal to carry a metal bar and a bottle into school. You know, in case there was a problem, there was fights outside the school, there was fights on the field. I was always getting suspended for fighting. I had weapons in my bag, you know. I'm 15 years old, what was I thinking? You know, that's absolutely crazy. If I'd have hit someone with that, I'd have been in prison for many, many years. And they were pulled out at times, I'm not gonna lie, you know, we were very misguided at the time. Well, I certainly was very misguided. So show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Surround yourself with successful people and you'll become successful yourself. Now, success, I don't measure that in money. Success, I measure in peace. I measure in happiness. I measure in good people being around me. Success is being content. It's as simple as that. And it's taken me a lot of years to learn that success is not money. Money helps. I've got to pay the bills. Of course I do. I have rent to pay. I have council tax, water, electric, etc. So does everybody else. I've got food to buy, you know. So I need a bit of money. I get that. But the amount of money that you've got in a bank or the amount of property you own or the car that you've got, that's not a measure of success to me. I've seen so many people with all this money and I'm not happy. You know, I'm really not happy because I haven't got this, I haven't got that. I always want for more. I never want for more than I've got. As long as I've got food and a roof, I am a very happy man. I am actually grateful to be able to pay my bills because there was a point in life a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago, where I prayed to be where I am now. I begged to be where I am now. So how could I not be grateful for being here in my flat, talking to you guys about my experiences? How can I not be grateful for that? Every single day, I have enough food to keep me going through the day. I have a warm flat, I have a roof over my head. I have a bed that I can sleep in tonight that's comfortable. I don't need any more than that. And New Year's Eve for me was the big turning point, as I said, to realise that I don't need the life I used to have. I've tried it a different way and the different way is good. For me, the different way is so much better. The sober way, the clean way, getting up in the morning, having a shower, having some breakfast, saying hello to people and moving forward with my life each and every day. I hope you've enjoyed my video. There's more to come very soon. Please do subscribe, please do like, and if you have any questions whatsoever about my life, about the crime I committed, about the drugs I used to take and what happened and how it led to my demise, and how I've managed to turn it around and become free from addiction, free from crime, and free from the thoughts of my own mind. Please do comment, please do like, please do share. Thank you for watching.